I myself, I'm not a person who's had one experience and is going around the YouTube docket talking about my one life-changing experience. I have seen many people's spirit guides and drawn, I just counted 45 different drawings of ETs. Hi, it's me, Danielle, and I'm back for another little chat about all things strange and unusual. I just finished this really cool painting. This is on wood, it's acrylic, and there's an epoxy resin coat on it. I always love using the epoxy because it gives it that hard candy coating look. This one is one of my experiences. I painted a Winnebago in space because the interior of the craft that I was aboard had shag carpeting and wood paneling on the walls. And I don't know that it really did. It could have been a cloak, cloaking what it really looked like aboard. But so I painted it like a Winnebago. And I put the little being there that I saw. There's four of them. And I painted one of them. They did all look a little bit different, different color hair, different color skin a little bit. Anyways, I talked about this experience on Jeff Mara. I think it aired on June 1st. And so anyone who has subscribed to my channel after seeing that, I welcome you. I did feel that there was quite a few negative comments. I mean, there was a lot of positive ones too. I'm not overly sensitive, okay? But I'm surprised. And mostly I'm surprised because I feel like we are talking about disclosure and ETs and UAPs like very openly. The government's talking about it. Congress, is talking about it. The president is talking about releasing documents, classified information and all this stuff. So for me, I'm not sure if it's because my experiences are more unusual. So I talk about like the species that nobody's heard of before. And maybe if my stories involved, grays and Arcturians and mantis and things that people have heard of before, maybe it'd be a little bit more accepted. However, I just had a client in my tattoo shop a couple days ago, and he was actually getting a tattoo. It was like the record that was sent in space, like out to communicate to, intelligent life out there. He was getting that record tattooed on him. So I figure, he's going to be all about hearing about ETs or talking about ETs. And he actually said he believes there is intelligent life out there somewhere, but not here because the distance is too far. And how would they have gotten here on Earth, And I'm just like, wow. So, mostly what I saw in the comments that were negative, I felt like I was really being able to see that there was a lot of fear out there, a lot of limiting beliefs, and a lot of programming and a lot of unresolved traumas. And so, I am surprised. I guess I shouldn't be. People need to do a lot more work on themselves and try to overcome this fear. It's kind of like an automatic response to the unknown, I suppose, but it is something that we can work beyond. And I have done that work. I have spent the last 6 years doing that work. And so I think because I don't have a lot of fear anymore, especially about beings like that look different, that are not humanoids, I get to see like a lot more variety. So I was just, I had just watched that new movie out now called Disclosure Day by Steven Spielberg, and it's really awesome. I highly recommend it, and I don't want to give away any plot, things that people, I don't want to ruin the movie. But I was just watching on a YouTube channel called New Realities. Alan Steinfeld was interviewing Linda Moulton Howe and the doctors Hertak, which are JJ and Desiree. Now, JJ Hertak wrote this book. Ooh, we'll see if I can get it in focus. It is the Keys of Enoch, and it's really good. It's just it's a hard read, and I have thought about reading a passage from this book occasionally on the channel because there was some really good, important stuff to know in here. Okay, so back to the interview on New Realities. Linda Moulton Howe at 14 minutes and 31 seconds, she says that Spielberg kind of drops the ball because there's not a scene where like an army general is showing like documents going, and this is the beings that were aboard the 1947 Roswell crash, and this is the being, that was at this incident and that incident, and different beings, like introducing different beings, because the movie portrayed, like gray ETs basically, and they kind of like in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, they, the beings all look like grays in that one too. So she was thinking that that was one thing, like why not disclose it all? Like, open up people's minds to the possibility that there are more species out there. So there is a book out there called The Extraterrestrial Species Almanac by Craig Campobasso. I don't own the copy, but I understand that he is a person like me who's had many experiences with ETs. And so I'm not sure if the species that he is mentioning are all his experiences or if he's collected data from other people's experiences. I'm not really sure. I would be more curious to know about that. I myself, I'm not a person who's had one experience and is going around the YouTube docket talking about my one life-changing experience. I have seen many people's spirit guides and drawn, I just counted 45 different drawings of ETs myself. And I'll do a little showing of that on the side here. I'm going to add that video that I just made with some of them, not all of them. And yes, my drawings are cute and cartoony, but I guess that's just my style. And I feel like it does help to deliver a non-threatening or non-scary image, with the information. So I just don't want anyone to be afraid. And honestly, years ago, I just decided nothing fear-based for me. The second somebody starts talking about something that is fear-based in their belief system, I just shut it down. Not interested at all. So, so that being that, I thought that the movie was awesome. Disclosure Day is awesome. Anyways, I hope everyone goes out and sees the movie, and I'd love to hear what anyone thinks about this as a possible soft disclosure in the guise of a entertaining sci-fi movie, when really it's all real and it's all out there. For anyone who wants to learn more about doing the inner work, my app is available in the app stores. It's called The Work Oracle, and it's 43 cards with 48,000 words. So it's a lot of lessons and a lot of information and actionable work and positive mantras that you can apply to your everyday life to help you do this work and clean up your energy field and drop these limiting beliefs, programming, and fear. All right. I hope this was helpful to somebody, and I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks. Bye.